Hi everyone, this is Marius Black and welcome to my podcast, the Art Addict Podcast. So, this is our first episode. So, medyo exciting and excited ako at actually kinakabahan ako for this one kasi I've never done anything like this, hosting my own podcast. And for now, I think I'm just the only one here. Wala pa akong guest and I'm just gonna talk about art stuff, about what I know about art and what I can share about art and in my experience as well. So, ibig kong sabihin, wala pa akong balak na magkaroon ng co-host, pero I think, I think maganda rin naman yung, I'm just talking about art and sharing what I know. So, I think that would work fine. So, first of all, sa mga hindi nakakakilala sa akin, I am Marius Black and I am a Filipino artist. And I've been painting more than 20 years. I've been exhibiting artwork and I'm also in a lot of exhibits and group shows and even art shows na we sell art. And we also make comic books in our group at Kurosaku that I formed with my wife, Guada. And actually, yung pagko-comics, I've been doing it since I was in elementary school. So that was way back 1999, even earlier. Just making my own comics and then drawing characters like X-Men. And then gumagawa na rin ako ng characters ko by then na sarili ko. And then eventually, I went to fine arts painting sa UST because I wanted to know more about what really art meant. So, ang ginawa ko, gumawa ako ng comics ko and then parang gusto ko pang matutunan ko ano ba talaga ibig sabihin ng art kasi comics is an art form, di ba? So, parang gusto ko pang magkaroon ng idea ko ano ba yung ginagawa ko. So, I took fine arts painting kasi gusto ko rin matuto add ng color, magpinta. And then, I went to UST kasi yun yung pinakamalapit sa amin, sa Manila. So, I went there and then I passed. And then, ever since, I've fallen in love with painting. Kasi na-meet ko nakilala ko si Rembrandt doon sa fine arts. I mean, in the books, not in person. So, and I saw his work and then, nakita ko ang ganda ng mga works. And then, from then on, I really parang sinubaybayan ko yung mga art books na nandun siya and then try to paint as dramatic and deeply as he did. After kung mag fine arts, actually, nakapag-exhibit ako one-man show and then I've done a lot of exhibits din and then, so let's just say I graduated nung 2007 pa. So at the same time, magawa rin akong comics independently while I was painting and doing exhibits. So that was like a lot of years ago, more than 20 years, let's just say, nag-graduate na, and in the scene. So, the reason I'm doing this podcast is because there are a lot of reasons, actually. Pero one of the main reasons is because with the 20 years that I've been in the art scene, I'd like to share some stuff that I've learned. Kasi sometimes, we really can't get everything from a book or from something na we read or see sa YouTube or sa teachers natin. There are a lot of things left out. And as a fine art student before, I'd like to address some of those things na natutunan ko on my own being in the field. And I don't know if I'll be a professor in the future sa isang school or sa UST, whatever, but I just know that I would love to share what I know. So I'm not really a teacher. I'm just an artist that na-recognize ko na may mga art problems tayo as artists na pwede nating ma-share na naharapan natin ng solution. So that's the main reason I actually want to start this podcast because I want to share what I know and I think it will be useful kasi one thing that I don't want na ang pinaka-ayoko is yung nasasayang. Nasasayang yung talent, nasasayang yung oras, nasasayang yung lesson, yung kwento. Tapos wala na, namamatay na siya sa'yo kasi you're not able to do something about it. Wala kang materials, di mo ma-paint. wala kang medium, hindi ka marunong mag-drawing, hindi ka magawa ng yung comics mo kasi hindi ka marunong mag-drawing. Pero may kwento ka, tapos hindi mo na-share. I'm really, parang, yun yung ayoko. That actually inspires me to create dahil ayoko lang may masasayang na knowledge or wisdom. So, that's me. So, that's the reason I want to share and do this podcast because, I want to share that with people, what I know. Doesn't mean that you can, that you can find it helpful. I mean, it's just an insight. Doesn't mean that it's the law or the gospel that, what I'm saying is you can disagree with what I share here or I've experienced this, pero you experience differently. So, we can coexist, I think. But the main gist of this podcast is just to share what I know. So, there you go. So, okay, let's just go to why I call this podcast Art Addict. The Art Addict podcast or Marius Black's Art Addict podcast. So the title, the Art Addict title, na isip ko na siya noon pa. Maraming connotation siya, but I would like to just say first of all, the title of this episode is Art versus Addiction. So the reason I titled this way is because kailangan ko explain yung episode title in the first place, or sorry, yung podcast title natin, yung Art Addict Podcast. And instead of just doing that every single episode, napag-usapan lang ng wife ko na sasabihin ko lang yung reason sa first episode and then just gonna leave the second episode out of the title. So what I mean is, kailangan ko lang explain once why it is Art Addict in the first place, and then for the future episodes, hindi ko na kailangan explain. And it actually ties in very deeply with what I've experienced before sa life ko as an artist. So let's get to it, okay? Nung nasa earlier years pa ako as an artist, let's say kakagraduate ko lang, I actually got depressed for a time kasi parang hindi naman ako ganun. I mean, medyo makilala na yung pangalan ko pero hindi naman ako sobrang sikat. Not to a point na nakakapagbenta na ako ng painting. In fact, wala pa ako nabibentang painting at that time. Sobrang hindi ako confident sa art ko. And then I also had the breakup, and then heartbroken din ako. They are two separate things. So at that point, nung nagsisimula pa lang ako, sobrang na-inspire ako. Kaya parang wala akong yung mga inakala kong na-inspire ako, or nandyan ang mga tao, or yung magiging part ng buhay ko na tao. Wala sila dun, or hindi ko sila nakasama. So parang na-depress ako. And then on top of that, of course, I needed to work after college. So, naghanap ako ng work and I got into a call center agency na graveyard shift, na sales, na outbound. So, sobrang hirap. Nakaka-stress actually. And every time na nagpunta ako doon, parang I felt na may nasasayang na dapat nag-paint ako. So, pero kailangan ko ng money. So, hindi ako makapag-paint. So, tiniis ko na lang yun for 2 years. So, sobrang na-uninspire ako. And then, eventually, I got the chance to quit after 2 years. Nag-quit ako. Pero parang sobrang natuto ko mag-yossi doon sa call center. Natuto akong uminom na lang every week. Sinasayang ko yung sweldo ko. So parang ganun. And then, yung plan ko na mag-ipon, hindi ako nakaipon. So I had to work afterward. Kasi after every shift namin, umuwi na lang ako. Tapos, kakain akong fast food. And then, parang wala akong naipon. Kasi nga parang pag-depress ka, gusto mo kumain, gusto mo uminom every weekend. So, ganun. Pero hindi ako nakakapagpinta. So, anyways, after ko sa call center, I got like odd jobs. So, in art, like nagmural ako, tumatanggap ako ng portrait, the typical artist job. And one of those jobs that I got is parang marketing assistant sa isang bar sa may ride and roll. And then, of course, maraming bands dun sa bar. So I was able to encounter one of the things that I won't forget that I've encountered is the sticky icky yung weed. So first time ko maka-try ng weed kasi may mga reggae bands doon. So binigyan ako kasi parang ako yung nagmamanage ng mga dumadating na banda. Ako yung nagsasabi, ito yung time niya, ganyan. Parang ganoon lang. Hindi naman ako super important. Parang assistant lang ako doon to market the bar and then also the artist. So parang syempre sa art scene may mga taong may smokes dyan, may weed, so ganun. So yun yung first time ko na try. And then eventually sobrang nagustuhan ko siya kasi nga pag depressed ka, anything na may relief, anything na magbigay sa'yo ng happiness, anything na magbigay sa'yo na makalimutan mo yung problema mo, iniisip mo, is something na may elevate ka in a way na not to a point na enlightenment, but magkakaroon ka ng something na break dun sa sadness, sa depression. So, nung natikman ko na-try ko yung smokes, yung weed for the first time, or actually, I think that was the second time na. But, when I did it, parang nagustuhan ko na siya, naintindihan ko na siya. Kasi yung pag first time, actually, hindi mo maintindihan yung nangyari. So, I think that the second time was that yung sa work na ako. And, of course, that's illegal. So, patago lang tinitira yung mga weed na yun, binibigyan kami, ganyan, patago lang, tinatago namin sa owner ng bar na, may pinapakita sa kanya, so hindi nila alam yun. And I really got hooked. I mean, the reason na parang, kasi of course, i-research mo yung drug that you're in, right? So titignan mo yung, na baka nakakamatay ito pag na-overdose. Kasi ang sarap, parang, nakahay ka, parang masaya ka, tawa kayo ng tao ng friends, mga ganyan. It's actually more effective than booze, like the alak. Pagka uminom ka ng alak, tayo mo pa matagal bago ka makainom or dami mong iinumin. Pero sa weed, isang hit mo lang mamaya sa bukera. So, sobrang saya agad. So, it's really quite effective and it's really quite actually fun to do that at that time. So, research ko and then it turns out hindi ka pwedeng ma-overdose sa weed. So, parang hindi siya like cocaine, like shabu or meth or any stronger drugs na if you get parang na overdose ka, hindi mo alam yung tinira mo, sobrang dami na mamamatay ka kasi that's what people say, pag na overdose ka sa drugs, mamamatay ka. And come to find out, wala talaga siyang overdose. You can smoke a lot, of course pag di ka na makahinga, mamamatay ka na, but that's like pag tinrap ka sa isang kwarto na puno ng usok, wala na oxygen, mamamatay ka. Pero of course taking weed, hindi ka rin mo-overdose. At the same time, nakita ko rin sa research ko, it's not addictive. So, hindi ka rin ma-addict sa weed. Anytime pwede ka mag-quit. Okay, so let's put a pin on that for now, if that's true or not. But just to make the story short in the regards of my weed exploration, fast forward 5 years, sobrang addict na ako sa weed. So, I mean, gigising ako, smoke ang weed, smoke ang yosi, tapos try kong mag-paint or magsulat, ganyan. So, sobrang na-addict ako. Just to be, I was a stoner for a while, for 5 years. Sobrang, and of course, it's illegal. So, papatago ka, nagtitake, bibili ka sa mga kakilala mong may ganyan, supplier, ganyan. Tapos, magsusmoke kayo, pupunta ka sa ganitong lugar, may weed. Wala kang pera, kailangan mong mag-beg sa ibang tao na may weed, yung mga stoner friends mo, uy, weed, nakakaya, pero kakapala mukha mo, kasi addict ka na eh. Hindi ka na makaalis dun sa addiction mo, na you need a hit para makapag-function ka ng normally sa society, being a stoner, or that stoner bum. Okay, that's just to being clear and being honest. So anyway, so parang, let's just say, time na to, I just wake up and then smoke weed. Bibili kong weed, smoke kong weed, roll ako ng joint, then smoke it. And that's my day. And mamaya, pag nawala ng tama, smoke ako ulit, nanonood ako ng video, ng movie, kung ano man, babasa akong comics. And then, pinta dito, konti, ganyan. So, that was my routine. Pero at the same time, di rin ako makakuha ng actual or regular job kasi nga, of course, may drug test, di ka makakuha ng matinong job, wala rin tumatanggap sa'yo masyado. Kasi hindi ka nga rin makapag-function ng maayos dahil lagi ka sabog. So, parang yun yung experience ko. So, I wasn't able to admit at that time na sobrang nakakasira yung weed sa akin in my kahit di ako na overdose doon or I don't see myself at that time as an addict. So that was my experience. Pero at the same time, hindi rin ako nakakapag-exhibit. I still get invited sa mga exhibit. Nakapag one-man show ako, tapos pero nakakapag-paint ako, pero man, yung mga pinipita ko sobrang sabog din. Alam mo yun? Parang sobrang out of, parang, yun, sabog yan. O parang sobrang surreal. And I'm not saying na sila Dali before were smoking weed. Actually, Dali said he doesn't take drugs. He is drugs, he quoted. So, hindi siya nagdo-drugs. Pero ang belief ko noon, kaya pala naiisip nila yung mga psychedelic or surreal things, so ibang artist kasi nagsismoke silang weed, so nakakakita sila, nagiging vivid yung imagination sila, lumalawak isip nila, nagkakaroon sila ng ideas by smoking weed. Kaya, I was under the impression that yun yung nangyayari. And of course, nakakaisip nga din ako ng mga ideas, kasi parang lumalawak nga isip ko with the drug, with the marijuana, pero late ko na realize na hindi pala basta-basta ganun lang yan. And I'll go much deeper into it later. But I'm just gonna finish the story about what happened to me then. So, yeah. So, like I said, na-inspire nga ako pag nakasmoke ka. Actually, pag nakasmoke ka, kasi ganito, pag nag-smoke ka ang weed, parang una wala lang. Tapos pag nag-smoke ka, magkakaroon ka ng ideas, yung parang mga details na nakikita mo ng mas maliwanag. And then parang, makakaisip ka bigla ng idea na hindi mo maisip before. And then something is going to be funny or gano'n. Parang, ang dami mong, to be honest, may use din yung weed. Hindi ko siya kinokondem. Madami akong naisip na ideas about while taking weed. Gano'n. So, ang dami akong naisip na tula at sulat dahil sa mga naisip ko sa kanya. Gano'n. So, I don't condemn it or condone, I don't condone it or like ayokong i-promote siya masyado dahil nga sa nangyari sa akin. Pero anyway, so ayun nga. So ang downside naman na naramdaman ko then is I was too into it. Yun nga, sobrang sinasabi nila hindi nakaka-addict ang weed. Well, that's not entirely true kasi na-addict ako eh. Parang ang addict kasi pag hindi mo na siya matanggal sa routine mo everyday, addict ka na nun. Pagka kunwari, pag nawalan ka ng weed ngayon, okay, you can stop. Naubos yung weed mo today. Okay na yun. Okay, that's cool. Hindi ka naman basta naghahanap. Pero parang, hindi ka parang like addict sa ibang drug na kailangan mo talagang so papatay ka para makakuha ka ng ganong drug or magnanakaw ka para makabili ng drug. So weed, you're just chill. It's a downer. Hindi siya upper. So mag-chillax ka lang talaga, makikinig ka ng music, and that's it. Pero minsan, maabot yung mga stoner wake and bake na katulad ko na noon na pagka gising ko sa umaga, gusto ko na mag-smoke, gusto ko na mag-high. And what I wasn't realizing, ang nangyayari is I was masking the pain. I was masking the pain with the high. So what does that mean? Ibig sabihin, depressed ako, malungkot ako, wala akong girlfriend, or may girlfriend man ako, at the time, pero tinatago ko yung depression ko sa pamamagitan ng pag-feel na masaya ako with the high that the weed gives me when I smoke it. So that means parang makikipag sex ka sa someone na hindi mo naman kilala, but that's not love. That's just like parang nakapag-sex ka lang. Masarap, pero 'di ba parang mas masarap pagka natural na mahal mo siya, di ba? Pero pag hindi, parang mamaya parang depressed na kasi parang hindi ka naman niya talaga mahal, ginamit ka lang yun. So parang it's sometimes like that. Parang ibig ko bang sabihin na mamask yung parang kang kasi masaya pag nag-weed ka. Anything is sobrang nakakatawa. Pag nanood ka ng comedy film, twice yung tawa mo pag naka-weed ka, naka-smokes ka. And twice din yung pag-iisip mo ng malalim pag naka-smokes ka. In fact, for some reason. Pero, I wasn't parang facing my fears. Parang hindi ko hinaharap yung mga problema ko kasi parang tinatabunan ko siya ng sarap. Yung anything na mahirap, tinatabunan ko ng sarap para hindi ko maramdaman. So, hindi ko hinaharap yung problems ko, yung depressions ko. Parang binabaon ko siya sa fantasy, I'm just in my head always thinking, but I'm not actually doing because ang result nun, hindi naman ako makapag-focus, di ko matapos yung ibang artwork. hindi ko ma-focus yung attention ko sa isang thing lang, lagi nadidistract ako. And then at the same time, dahil nga na-addict na ako, parang I thought I needed weed to make art. Parang umabot na siya sa ganun na pag wala akong hindi ako makakapag-paint ngayon. May time na parang gusto ko magsulat ng something pero naubusan ako ng weed. May kinulit pa ako, kinapalan ko yung mukha ko, hindi naman kami close na friend ko. Sabi ko, uy, meron ka bang baka akong weed? Pahinga naman smokes. Kahit konti lang kasi magsusulat ako. Parang, tapos binigyan ko na lang siya ng comics. Pero, sobrang nakakahiya yun kasi parang, para sa akin, ano ba yan? Hindi ko naman kailangan talaga ng weed. Pero dahil gusto ko lang, I want to feel good to be able to write. So, parang, that's not actually good, to be honest. So, yun. So, may time kasi na I had to quit na rin yung weed. For 2 reasons. Actually, 3 reasons. The first reason is, nagkaroon na ng, parang, si Duterte, pumasok na siya sa presidency. Actually, nanalo pa lang siya. And then, ang pinaka-platform niya is, yung mga addict, yung mga nagbebenta ng drugs, papapatay niya. Or I don't know kung ginawa niya ngayon, pero ang daming natigil dahil. And I'm actually, parang nakita ko yun na positive thing. Hindi dahil nagpapatay siya, pero kasi nagkaroon siya ng iron fist about, parang yung mga nagsispread ng drugs. Kasi, ito naman yung nangyari sa akin, na second thing na I wanted to, yung kay Duterte yung sabi niya yun, kakapanalo pa lang niya. So, yun yung mga, hindi pa siya mismong president, hindi pa siya na-turn over. Pero, of course, nakakatakot yun at that moment nung nalaman namin na, kasi baka hulihin kami. And in fact, ang dumami nga yung police bigla sa vicinity namin, which, nababa nga yung crime rate sa amin, sa Bloomington. So, I'm okay with that. Pero, of course, kapag stoner ka, tus ka, pagkita yung mata mo pulang-pula, long hair ka, tus ka agad, di ba? Sa mga police. So, parang mahirap yung sitwasyon na biglang ganun ka na mahuli ka. Anyway, so, parang napapaisip na ako dahil na tigilan ko na kaya ito. Ganun. Pero kasi, yung isa pang nangyari sa akin na medyo bad trip is, bumili ko ng weed sa isa kong kakilalang friend. So, matagal ko na siya binibilan. Pinakilala lang sa akin ng isa pang friend ko. Pero sobrang medyo hindi naman ako natakot. Pero na-traumatize ako sa experience. Kasi parang, sabi ko, tara ako, bili ako ng weed. Minessage ko siya. Tapos, pununtahan ko siya dun sa kanila. Medyo liblib yung lugar. Medyo tago. Mukhang, as in, walang, nakakatakot yung place na. Pero pinuntahan ko pa rin kasi addict nga ako Kailangan ko ng weed Diba? So, pagka punta namin doon, sabi niya, tara, dito natin kukunin ko pa lang din sa supplier niya. Okay, sige, wala lang, parang addict, punta ka doon. Tapos, nung nandun na kami, sabi, tara, dito tayo. Nung nakita ko na yung supplier niya, medyo matanda, medyo payat, ganyan. Yung alam mong hold upin ka, kung yun nga yung tsura niya. Pero punta pa rin kami sa liblib lang kasi nga, kailangan ko ng drugs that time. So, bumili kami ng weed niya. Tapos maya, bago nila ibigay actually, binigay na. Sabi, pero wait lang, antay mo kami. Kasi mag-smoke lang kami. Ang susmoke yata nila, shabu. So, shabu, diba? Parang, okay yan. Pero parang, hindi ko na-realize na pag-akyat ko dun sa abandonadong bahay na yun, na tinitira ng mga addict, ng mga shabu or drug addict dun, is, late ko na nalaman, unti-unti ko lang na-realize na ang ginagawa pa nila is, papaamuyin nila ako ng shabu para ma-addict na rin ako sa shabu. Kasi yung weed, sa totoo lang, siya yung pinaka-tame na drug sa lahat. Actually, it's not, people say that it's a gateway drug. Parang pag nag-weed ka, madali ka nang mapunta sa cocaine, sa meth, sa heroin, kasi nga, para, time yung weed, tapos gusto mo maghahanap ka na ng ibang high. Well, hindi naman siya technically ganun. Actually, I was satisfied with weed. Nakapag-try na rin ako ibang drugs, kung ano-ano pa, pero hindi ganun kalalakas, at hindi din, pwede ka rin ma-overdose, pero I never really liked it as much as I like weed, kasi parang stoner lang talaga ako, or just want to chill out, or relax, or admire nature, or yung sunset, or read a book, or watch a movie. Yun lang naman talaga yung trip ko. Hindi ako upper kind of guy, hindi ko kailangan ng ecstasy, pero I've tried those and other drugs too. But, my point is, nung nandun na kami sa, sinisindihan na nga nila yun, nare-realize ko unti-unti yung nangyayari. Ang nangyayari is, sisindihan nila yun, maaamoy ko, mahuhook na rin ako dun. Kasi addict nga ako Addict ako, mas madali akong malure sa ganun. And that's what happens. Weed is not a gateway drug. But, since yung mga dealers mo, may dala silang ibang drugs, mapapabili ka. Sasabihin nila, try mo naman to, ecstasy. O try mo naman to, cocaine. Kasi meron din sa, hindi ko naman, bibili ka, masasarapan ka, ma-addict ka talaga. So, ganun. So, parang ganun, slight of hand yung ginagawa sa akin ng mga kakilala ko na yun. Yung isa doon, of course. Pero what hurts the most is, kilala ko kasi siya. So, ginanon niya ako parang, pucha, porke ikaw addict ka sa shabu, gusto mong ma-addict din ako para sasagutin ko yung pagbili mo ng shabu. Kasi bibili rin ako sa'yo kung paano ko bumili yung weed sa kanya. Sagot ko na yung weed niya kasi kakagat siya ng konting portion doon. Diba? Pag bumili kami sa dealer niya. So, it's all fucked up. Sobrang, nung na-realize ko yun, sabi ko, kahit mukhang papatayin ako nung mama, at nung kaibigan ko, if I can still call him my friend, mukhang bubugbugin na lang pag umalis ako doon. Sabi ko, hindi tol, alis na ako. Bye-bye, sabi ko. Dala ko yung weed ko, dala ko kung ano man yung meron pa ako. Tapos sabi ko, alis na ako. Sabi ko, may mga pulis dyan. Ngayon, wala pa kailang umalis na ako. Kasi, alam mo yun, pag ayaw mo talaga, you say no. Diba? Mas ka, wala siya magagawa. Ito alam mo yun, parang mag-aaway na tayo. Pero, I can handle myself, of course. Pero, ayoko lang ganun. Yung iniisahan ako or niloloko. So, ayoko talaga ng ganun. And of course, hindi rin naman maganda intentions nila. So, I had to bail out. Tumakbo. Hindi naman ako tumakbo. Umalis na ako. Pero hindi ako natuwa. So, nung nangyari yun, sabi ko, hindi ako bibili rin sa gago na yun. Parang sabi ko, ayoko nang ganun. And I think yung guy na yun, kakalala ko, medyo, I don't think naggaganon pa rin siya. So, good for him. Pero hindi na kami masyadong nag-usap afterwards kasi parang, alam mo yun, di ba? Tinatrap ka niya. Parang gago lang gagawa. Pusher na yung tawag doon if for a lack of a better word. But anyway, so nangyari muna yun. Tapos nangyari yung kay Duterte. So parang yung binili ko sa kanya, paubos na yun. So parang, tapos nangyari kay Duterte, sabi ko, tigilan ko na kaya to. Yung addiction ko dito. Kasi, parang pagka na wala na akong bibilin na iba eh. Meron naman pero hindi na rin ganun kadali. Tapos parang na-realize ko habang nagdo-drawing kasi ako noon that time. Sabi ko, parang nung bata naman ako, wala naman akong ganito. Wala akong yosi. Wala akong marijuana. Nakakapag-drawing naman ako. So, ano ngayon yung sinasabi ko sa sarili ko na magdo-drawing ako or makakapag-drawing lang ako, makakagawa lang ako ng art pag may weed, pag may drugs, pag may yosi, pag may girlfriend. Alam mo yun, parang doon lang ba ako pero dati naman, hindi ko naman ginagawa. In fact, ang kailangan ko lang music, papel, coloring materials, and I'm off to the races. Parang gumagawa na ako ng drawing, ng painting. So parang bigla ko na-realize, teka lang, tigilan ko na kaya to kasi yun nga, hindi ko naman kailangan to dati, nakakagawa pa ako, tuloy-tuloy pa yung paggawa ko, hindi pa may endanger yung buhay ko sa mga so-called friends, sa mga addict, sa mga pulis, tapos hindi pa ako mapapagastos sa yosi, tapos may art pa ako lalo. So nung na-realize ko yun, nag-click, parang may natanggal sa aking curse of depression. Parang siguro tapos na rin yung depression ko, about time, di ba? Pero at the same time, yung realization na hindi ko kailangan talaga nun woke me up, di ba? Parang nagkaroon ako ng enlightenment na yung art hindi siya nag-exist or hindi ka pwedeng hindi gumawa ng art dahil may drugs ka lang. Maraming mga addict, madaming mga artist na nag-addict, namatay sa overdose ng drugs kasi nag-drugs sila. It's their problem. I mean, I'm not saying na wag niyo silang kaawaan or wala silang problema. I'm just saying na I don't believe na kailangan mo mag-drugs para makagawa ka ng art. Art is not about drugs, getting high. Art is the high. Yun yung ginagawa mo para ma-high ka. Yun yung art. And that's why I call my podcast, myself, as an art addict. Kasi, imbis na, nung na-realize ko yun, imbis na I'm taking drugs to get high, I'm making art to get high. Art is my addiction. Therefore, I am an art addict. Yun po ako, ladies and gentlemen. Yun yung ginagawa ko ever since nang na-realize ko. And nang na-realize ko yun, nag-double yung amount ng puwersa ko sa paggawa ng art, tula, painting, comic books, writing, na I can say na kung naka-with ako nun, masaya ako, pero baka hindi ako ganun ka-focus. Baka may nangyari na sa akin kasi inatupag ko pa yung with na hanggang ngayon, ilang taon na ako sober. Not using drugs. Of course, there's once or twice na nabutan ka, okay, sige, pero hindi naman tumagal, parang twice lang kilala ko kasi, okay, tapos makikisama ka lang, okay, masaya. Pero hindi ko siya hinanap after. Okay na ako. So, ganun. So, that is my story. Yun yung nangyari sa akin for a time. Nag-addict ako sa weed, nag-addict ako sa drugs. Soft drugs, okay, fine. Pero drugs pa rin nonetheless. And then, na-realize ko na hindi ako, this is not where art comes from. Diba? So, ganun yung nangyari sa akin. So, ang question is, now that we know what art addict means, ano yung sinubstitute ko? Well, of course, art nga, pero what I mean is, dati, ang akala ko, kailangan mo ng drugs para makagawa ka ng art. Of course, I had to substitute that with something. Paano ko gumagawa ng art ngayon? Diba? And my answer is this. The only thing you need to make art is just have something to say. Just have something to say. I won't do this podcast if wala akong gustong sabihin, wala akong gusto i-share, wala akong gusto ipakita na vision na naisip ko. Hindi ako pipaint yun. What I mean is, kung wala akong naisip na vision na maganda, I wouldn't paint it. If wala akong gustong sabihin na tingin ko makakatulong sa iba, I wouldn't say it. I'll just keep quiet. Diba? Ayoko magreklamo sa internet. If you have nothing to say, just shut up, diba? Nothing good to say, just shut up. Well, actually, that goes well with nothing to say then, just shut up, don't make anything. But if you have something to say, do it with all your heart and make art. Yun ang gamitin mong fuel para gumaling ka at makagawa ka ng artwork, ng painting. Because if you can notice, maraming mga artists yan, pero sometimes they don't have anything to say. Magaling sila sa skill, pero they don't have anything to say aside from magaling akong painter. Okay, pero what are you saying with your artwork? Kasi may mga hindi sobrang galing na painter, tapos may sinasabi sila, ang ganda lalo ng painting nila kasi it connects with you, right? And I can say na hindi ako sobrang galing na artist, pero I have something to say. And natatalo ng concept yung skill ng isang artist. So, just keep that in mind, guys, for artists out there. So, yeah. So, yun yung gusto kong sabihin. Meron tayong fuel if we have something to say. And where do you get that? Well, if may experience ka, like this one, with drugs versus art versus addiction, then you use that and you use whatever medium that you think is comfortable for you and that you can use using the message that you want to say. If sa tula mo gusto mong gamitin, gumawa ka ng tula. If sa painting mo gusto mong gamitin, dahil may naisip kang image with that, i-painting mo. If may nakita kang tao sa lansangan na natutulog na tingin mo parang Rembrandt painting siya, pictural mo, i-paint mo yun. Kasi gusto mong sabihin, kung ano man yung gusto mong sabihin, after mong ma-realize na maganda pala yung image na yun. So, I mean, you don't need drugs. Yung nagda-drugs is yung may mga problema na artists na they think they need that. And I'm saying to you guys na hindi mo kailangan nun. If you want to relax, go ahead and do drugs, minom ka, whatever. Of course, hindi pa rin naman legal dito sa atin. So, just, I guess, just drink coffee if you want to. Or champagne, yung mga legal drugs. Of course, pag nasa Amsterdam ka naman, if you want to relax, use marijuana, okay, go ahead. I won't condone or condemn you. I'm just saying na malaki na kayo eh. Meron na kayong isip na sarili nyo. Kayo na bahala. But at the same time, with your mind, you have to understand or think about why are you using it in the first place. Kasi baka, like yung father ko, he's a smoker. Hindi naman chain smoker, pero heavy smoker. Nung time na pwede na ako mag-yossi, nag-yossi ako. Kasi parang naisip ko, ganito ang path ng man. Nag-yossi ka dapat. Parang yan. Or medyo hindi siya tidy sa gamit. So parang, magiging, rin ako, cluttered ako na tao. Hindi ako maayos sa studio, sa gamit, burara ako ganun. Pero parang naisip ko, parang ayoko nang gano'n. Parang hindi ko naman kailangan yun. Kasi parang I can survive without it. Mabaho pala niya. Or Kaya di naman akong may malinis na studio. So that's what I did. Parang tinanggal ko yung cycle na namana ko or baka naman na rin na niya sa tatay niya na nakita niya at ginawa niya kasi mamanahin lang naman natin yan sa mga magulang natin, the good and the bad. At ako nakita ko sa tatay, okay lang mag-yosi, ganun. Pero at the same time, pwede mong kalasin yung chain eh. So, that's what I did. Hindi na ako nag-yosi. Hindi na ako malinis yung studio ko dahil I want to be more productive. Ang dami ko kasi gustong matapos na artwork. At dami kong deadline na ngayon. Dami naghihintay ng works ko. Commissions. Pero I hope they can understand that. Anyway, pero what I'm saying is, parang pwede kang mag-break ng chain. Pwedeng hindi ka mahawa dun sa mga taong ina-idolize mo, kakilala mo, even if it's your own father. My father is still smoking right now and I hope he stops kasi hindi na healthy yun. Pero for me, as his son, buti na break ko yung chain kasi I wouldn't want to pass that down to my child. Alam mo yun, sa anak ko na makakita ako ng Diyos, na-idolize na ako. Our son really loves my painting videos. Number 1 fan ko yung anak namin. Papanood niyo pa. Kanina lang nagpa-download siya ng video ko sa YouTube na nagpipaint ako si Jesus Pantocrator. Yung 7 days na title, sabi niya, Marius Black. So, punta ako sa YouTube, Marius Black. And then he said, 7 days. Okay, 7 days. Alam niya yung title eh. So, yun yung binigay ko sa USB niya. Pinapanood niya yung sa TV bago siya matulog. And that's what I want to, like this podcast, that's what I want to share with you guys. I want to leave, hindi yung pangit na experience, pero yung pangit, yung maganda, na na-experience ko from the pangit at nakuha ko yung takeaway ko. Just like him, sa anak ko, and I guess my father wanted me to have that din. Of course, minsan lang yung mga addictions, yung mga vices natin, hindi natin matiis, kaya we continue them, but I believe na nakakaalis tayo dun. And I brought that up because parang kailan ako nagsimula mag-yosi, madaming dahilan actually. I won't go into, pero isa na yun sa father ko kasi nakita siya mag-yosi. Pero parang, once you break the chain, once na na-realize mo, teka, hindi naman ako nag-yosi noon Bakit ba ako nag-start? Kasi binigyan ako ng yosi nito. Nakikita ko yun sa tatay ko. So, I perceived it as okay. Diba? Pero, kung ako lang, mag-yosi ba ako kung nag-yosi yung tatay ko? Baka parang hindi naman. So, you have to understand, kapag meron kayong addiction, may vices kayo, look for the root cause. Diba? Pag nakita mo yung root cause, i-analyze mo, teka, so kung hindi siya gumaganon, hindi niya ginagawa yun before, gagawin ko rin ba? So, something like that. So, yung addiction na yun, baka ma-break yung chain. So, ba sa yosi, or sa panonood ng violent films, baka hindi mo nang gusto ng violent films, so baka nahawa ka lang dito. Ganon. So, parang, you have to understand that to be able to break your chain, your addiction. So, we're still talking about art. We can analyze and analogize everything that I'm saying na parang bad. So, for example, you're copying other people's art. Kasi sinabi ng tropa ko na okay lang daw mangopya, so lagi na ako nangopya ang art. Okay, that's wrong. Don't do that. Pero isipin mo, yung nagsabi sa'yo nun, baka tinitingala mo siyang artist, kaya lahat ng sinasabi niya ginagawa mo, pero hindi mo na intindihan na mali pala yung sinabi niya. Hindi pala maganda yun. So, make up your own mind. Okay, think for yourself when it comes to art and life. So, yun. So, parang, ang gusto ko lang sabihin after that is, what can you substitute? Well, what I did was, I substitute yung addiction ko sa art. So, napunta pa rin sa good thing. So, anything na you leave behind, na vice, na addiction, just do something better, positive. And, I think that would work. That would work really well. Kasi parang, for me, it's still going great. Ever since, like, I won't look back. Of course, umiinom pa rin ako ng beer. Nag-iinom pa rin parang kami ng tropa namin. Pero, unlike before na sobrang lasinggero ko, sumusuka ako, di ko makontrol yung ko, inom lang ako ng inom just to prove na lalaki ko. I'm still a man. Pero hindi ko na kailangan mapatunayan yun. Pag nag-iinuman kami ng mga closest friends ko dito sa studio or pag birthday ko, and that's like twice a year na lang, dati, every weekend, isipin niyo yung difference. So, ngayon, minum kami. Sakto lang. Nalalasing pa rin kami. We're just having fun. Hindi na kami yung kailangan magpalasing. Pag ayaw mo maglasing na isa, hindi na kailangan minum. Pero ako, minsan gusto ko lang mag-have fun. Pero I don't drink alone at home. Dati, nagbe-beer pa ako pa isa-isa. Pero that's just another thing that my other friend did. Nagawa niya. Nag-inom siya mag-isa. So parang, tas tanry ko, it's not for me. So, wag nyo lang basta gawin dahil may gumagawa na kailala nyo, nire-respeto nyo, tropa nyo that suggested this. You have to parang break free from their influence to be really your own person. So, that goes beyond like art stuff. That goes beyond that goes as well with life stuff. So, just parang mag-focus kayo dun sa mga ganong bagay na baka lang na-influencean kayo dahil yun nga, you know the person well, nagkakatiwalaan nyo, pero kayo ba talaga yun? So, you have to ask those questions. So, yun. Okay. So, what I want to say next is my top tip for this lesson. Parang yung top tip natin dito sa episode na to, regarding our subject of art versus addiction is, so if you have an addiction and you want to remove it, yun nga, find the cause and replace it, like what I said earlier. Kasi parang ang kailangan yung maintindihan is yung ginagawa nyo na, let's say, favorite thing you do, kaya hindi mo lang siya magawa, kaya ka nade-depress kasi hindi mo siya magawa. So it's vice versa. Parang pagka nakaka-depress yung isang bagay kasi hindi ka masabi, or kaya ka nagda-drugs kasi may masakit. So halimbawa, nung nagko-call center ako, hindi ako makapag-paint ng tuloy-tuloy, kaya nagiinom na lang ako sa end of the week. Binabaon ko yung pain ko na gusto ko sana mag-drawing ng comics, ng art, pero hindi ko magawa kasi wala akong pera, wala akong pangbili ng materials, kaya binaon ko yung sarili ko sa work. Binabaon ko yung sarili ko sa alak. And nung nasa call center, na natutunan ko na yung weed, binabaon ko yung sarili ko. Kasi hindi ko makuha yung appreciation, hindi ko makuha yung girl na I wanted. So, lahat yun, iintindihin nyo na you're burying something that you really want to do. And most of the time, pagdating sa mga artists, especially let's say mga artists na sobrang critical sa ibang artists, they are just like parang sour graping other artists because they can't make art themselves. So, pag may mga sobrang manira na artist, ganyan yan. Siya kasi hindi siya makakapag-painting, diba? Hindi siya makagawa ng art. Sasabihin na parang hindi naman maganda yung gawa niya. Pero kasi hindi siya makapag-painting. So, you have to understand na may mga pain tayo, hindi lang tayo physical pain, like may sakit ka or may nakaapa ka ng pako. Pero you understand na pag hindi mo nagagawa yung gusto mo talagang gawin, which I believe is a God-given gift, if you don't do what your special God-given gift is, your talents, your special skills na binigay sa'yo ni God, here, sa present time, madedepress ka talaga. So, my top tip is, para hindi ka talaga pupunta mag-drugs ka, para hindi ka malungkot, hindi ka ma-depress, gawin mo na lang talaga yung gusto mo. Kahit meron kang trabaho, maghanap ka ng time para magawa mo yun. Better yet, quit your job if you can, and find another job that is in line with your success, with your current talents, or with your vision of success, na gagawin mo yung art mo, or artist ka dito, kahit maliit na job lang, kahit curator, kahit minsan 100 pesos lang yung sweldo mo per day. If anything, do that, para lang meron kang matutunan na may dadagdag sa wisdom or knowledge mo about art, and then you can continue your art career. Diba? So, instead of magpupunta ka sa call center agent, hindi mo naman siya magagamit sa art career mo, madidepress ka talaga dun. So, it's these little simple things na hindi naiisip ng maraming artists or mga tao na nadidepress. Kaya sila naglalasing, kaya sila kung ano-anong ginagawa nila sa sarili nila, naninira rin sila ibang buhay, binawaldas nila yung pera nila, naninira sila pamilya kasi they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And it's really scary at first to do what needs to be done with your talent, with your gift. Like this podcast, sobrang takot ako gawin to. Not because I don't have anything to say, pero kasi hindi ko pa na-try ito eh. Pero ang reasoning ko kasi is anything na kinakabahan kang gawin, basta towards something good, anything na takot kang gawin mo. Kasi yun yung kailangan mong gawin. So I really believe that if your heart is not uneasy, don't do it. Kasi parang ibig sabihin, it doesn't really matter to you. Parang wala lang yan. Pero pagka kinakabahan ka, takot ka dun, minsan, yun yung tamang daan. Kailangan mo talagang gawin yun. And I was scared shitless earlier na gawin to, pero parang okay naman. I mean, for me, okay naman yung so far yung podcast na to. So, yeah, going back to our point is, yun nga, just instead of doing drugs, just do what you want. Kasi the ultimate high is making art. And that's for me. If you're an artist, if you're a writer, a poet, a singer, a dancer, just do what you love doing. Huwag niyong ibaon, huwag niyong itago. Yun yung gawin niyo para hindi kayo ma-addict sa ibang bagay. Kasi sa totoo lang, lahat tayo art addict. And that's our first episode, guys. I hope na nagustuhan niyo siya. But actually, well, that's all I have to say with that. I have notes here, but I think I got the gist of it. May isa tayong segment. Actually, we have 2 segments on every episode that I want to share with you guys. So, of course, that's our main topic. Pero, of course, ayokong magkaroon ng something na parang bitin or wala ako nang masyadong nakuha or hindi naman ako addict eh. Well, kung hindi kayo addict, maswerte kayo. Just call yourself like very lucky na hindi kayo nag-drugs, hindi nyo na-testing yun. That's really fine. You're still an artist. I mean, hindi mo kailangan mag-drugs para maging artist ka or makonsider kitang artist dahil nag-drugs ka. But, if you had that kind of experience or still experiencing it now, i-send mo na lang itong episode na to sa someone na you think that might help them. Kasi parang we were talking about it earlier, yung episode na to, my wife and I. And then parang, hindi naman lahat yan. Of course, hindi nga lahat yan. Pero para sa nagdadaan sa katulad ng pinagdaanan ko, malaking tulong to. Kasi I wish I had that kind of advice, this kind of advice before, para matulungan akong ma-realize na hindi ko kailangan ng drugs. So parang walang ganun eh. Wala masyadong ganun na specifically for artists na sinasabi. Hindi mo kailangan ng drugs. In fact, ang mga nakikita mo pa, drugs tayo, art, di ba? Makapagtugtog tayo, mag-cocaine tayo, mag-marijuana tayo, mag-LSD tayo para ma-open yung third eye natin, mata natin. And, I mean, siguro may malalaki yung pag-iisip mo, magkakaroon ka ng wider view of things in life. Pero ultimately, for me, it's not something that you have to do to make art. You don't need any of that. Daming artist na hindi ever nag-drugs. Diba? And just going back to Dali, hindi siya nag-drugs. Talaga, siya daw yung drugs. So, just think about that. But anyway, this is our first segment. So, let's go back to the segment thing that I was talking about. So, our first segment is
art etiquette.
Yeah, art etiquette. So, art etiquette.
Art etiquette.
So, our first segment is all about, art etiquette is just anything na unwritten rule or parang na anything na na-experience ko na, dapat tangina hindi mo ginawa yun sa akin or parang, ano ba to, hindi mo bagets na dapat hindi mo ginagawa yun sa kapwa-artist mo. Parang ganun. So, art etiquette. So, parang konti lang yung naririnig ko ng ganito. And, mostly because nalaman ko dahil nangyari sa... anyway, cutting to the chase. Ang first art etiquette natin, ang art etiquette natin for today is pag meron kang mga friends over sa bahay mo, nagiinuman kayo sa bahay nila, sa kahit saan man, at nagdi-discussion kayo ng ideas about kung anong gagawin mong art, kung ano yung idea mo, or balak mong gawin sa art mo, at sinabi mo yun sa mga kapwa-artist mo, wag niyong kukunin yung idea ng artist na yun. So, ang art etiquette is don't steal ideas from your friends while they're talking about it because they're still going to do it in the future. Huwag yung, tol, gusto kong gumawa ng ganitong klaseng artwork. Ito yung, parang ito, pag-isip ako pa, wala lang, na-discuss na lang dahil nagkukwentuhan kayo. Because he trusts you na di magagawin. Tapos parang, 1 week after, may painting ka na kung ano yung sinabi niya. Hindi lang isa, 2 painting na kung ano yung sinabi mong 2 bagay na yun. So, nakakatawa lang. Or yung lumang art ng isang artist, ginagaya mo. Kasi, if you think na luma na, just gagawin mo presently sa bagong art kasi you think na hindi niya nakikita yun. That's like a fucking asshole move. That's a dick move, you guys. Parang, pag may nagsabi na artist na kung ano idea niya, either you suggest something that is positive or you criticize it, pero wag kayong matempt na gayahin yun porkit wala kayo mismong maiisip na idea for your own. Gumawa kayo ng sarili nyong idea, experience life, mag-isip kayo or tanungin nyo siya, paano nga nakakuha ng idea? O sasagot naman, well, kasi napagdaanan ko to, kaya alam ko to, at ito yung masasabi ko dito. Ikaw ba, wala ka nalalaman na ibang bagay na nangyari? Siyempre, meron. Pero, tamad lang sila mag-isip ng idea, kaya nanakawin na lang nila yung fully developed idea mo, tapos uunahan ka nila para magawa nila yung idea mo before you, tapos hindi mo sasabing kinopya ka nila kasi concept lang yun sa'yo, ginawa nila. Actually, another tip with this is, wag na lang i-share yung mga ideas mo kung hindi mo pinagkakatiwalaan yung tamo. But that's the hindsight. Paano mo naman malalaman kung mapapagkatiwalaan mo sila kung hindi nila ginawa sa'yo or kung ginawa nila sa'yo. So, I think, mahirap lang. Pero just to be safe, wag mo masyadong i-share yung mga ideas mo with anyone. And that's what I learned. Pero at the same time, mga artists, wag kayong basta-bastang namimitas ng idea ng ibang kapwa artist nyo, especially your friends. Kasi makikita nila yun eh. Diba? Mag-isip na lang kayo. Alam kong tempting na magkaroon ng mamitas ng idea ng iba, lalo na pag maganda, diba? Pero we are creatives. You can still think about an artwork concept even if mayroong mas magandang nakaisip sa'yo. Diba? Kasi di ko na friends yun, yung mga artist na nanggaya sa mga na-sharean ko ng idea. So, sayang lang kasi dami ko sanang natuturo sa kanila na paano gumawa ng art or paano magka-concept. Ay, hanggang ngayon, gaya-gaya pa sila. So, sa art scene, it's prevalent. Nangyayari talaga yun. Kasi nga, they think na nauubusan ng ideas. Hindi naman, sa totoo lang. So, yeah, just don't do that, guys. That's an etiquette. Even if hindi niya alam yung rule, nag-share siya, tapos gusto mong ganyan kasi nagsasabi siya ng maraming ideas, ikaw wala ka maisip, tapos gagawin mo out of spite. That's a dick move, man. And even if he doesn't know it, you know it, and you will live with yourself all your life na alam mong ginagawa mo yun. So, and it doesn't stop it doesn't stop there. Gagawin mo ulit yun kasi pag wala ka nang maisip, desperado ka na, ulit-ulit naman. So, I don't suggest it. Have etiquette with your other artist friends. Be respectful. Try nyo sabihin na, uy, wag mo masyadong i-share yung mga ideas mo kasi baka may makarinig ng iba or ikaw mismo, kahit mo na sabihin yun, basta huwag mong gayahin. Kasi if ginawa sa'yo yun, ayaw mo rin, di ba? Magagalit ka. Baka nga mas maghimagsik ka pa. Pero I don't think magagaya nila idea mo. Kasi kung wala kang idea, gumagaya ka lang kasi. So, just think of an idea of your own. And that's that. And for our next segment, actually, yeah, every episode we have 2 segments. Let's see how it goes, okay? And our next segment is Art Juice. So, what is Art Juice? Well, okay. So, recently, like late last year, nagkaroon ako ng parang nag-viral na post about, yung artist ba yung hindi na nagpipinta or if 2 weeks artist ka ba? Well, I said no kasi para sa akin, naniniwala ko pagiging artist is just making art constantly. Hindi yung natutulog ka 5 years, 10 years, 1 month, tapos hindi ka nagpipinta, ang ginagawa mo. Unless nagre-research ka, nagsisketch ka, gumagawa ka ng study, or nagtitake ka ng photos for reference, that is all accumulating for you to make your art, well, you're not an artist for me. And I won't talk about that here kasi ayoko nang paulit-ulit. Panoorin nyo na lang or pakinggan nyo na lang yung sa isang podcast. I will link it below sa description nito. And kay Frank na in-interview niya ako sa Talong podcast niya sa kanyang podcast sa Spotify, and I was really able to flesh it out there ng mas mabuti kasi natanong niya, so dun yun na lang intindihin yung aspect ko ng dun ng stance ko, why I said that, para mapakita niyo rin yung support niyo sa kanya at mapakinggan niyo. And I also talk about NDE, near-death experience din. So, it's about the artist thing and then the near-death experiencing. Okay, so anyway, kaya ako napunta doon sa usapan na yun. Kasi, I noticed doon sa mga nagko-comments, aside from the trolls na nagtutroll lang, may mga artist doon na they said na art block sila. Sabi nila, hindi, sir, art, porket ba hindi na ako nag-painting ng ilang weeks, ng ilang months, ng ilang years, hindi na ako artist. Paano? Art block ako, burnout ako Ganun. Wala akong pera pang bili. So parang, well, of course, para sa akin, ang motto ko kasi, make art, don't make excuses. Kung wala kang pera, manap ka ng buhangin, ng luling, manap ka ng dyaryo, gumawa ka ng art. Okay. Kung burnout ka, ang burnout kasi sa akin, for me, is something na pagod ka na or pagod ka na or sawa ka na dun. So, if you're going to make art, para sa akin, nakakatanggal ng stress yun, nakakawala ng pagod yun. In fact, pag nagpe-painting ka ng tuloy-tuloy, hindi ka nga napapagod. Mapapagod ka lang pag, natok na pala ako. Pero ang dami mo na kasing nagawa. So, artist ka pa din kung ang work mo is art, tapos na-burnout ka, of course, I can understand na patutulog ka na, magpapahinga ka na. Pero you should still take time to make your own art. Diba? So, I don't really believe in burnout kasi I think you can still make time. If you have time for Facebook, if you have time for this and that, pwede kang gumawa ng art. So, yun nga. At nakaka-relax yung art. So, hindi ka mababurnout doon. In fact, rejuvenating yung art. And I can say that. And then, the last thing is art block. Or wala silang maisip na parang hindi sila makamove forward sa art nila. Dahil hindi raw sila inspired, ganyan. So, okay. Naisip ko, ako kasi hindi na ako na-art block eh. So, totoo lang. Actually, may article ako nabasa na hindi rin totoo yung art block. Parang pauso lang yun ng mga ibang gallery. Kasi sinasabi na, hindi na yun magpipinta. Art block yan. Kaya, kailangan mo nang bilhin to kasi hindi na siya gagawa ng bagong series. So, parang sila yung nagpauso nun, tapos ginawang tunay na ng mga artists. So, you have to research that. Article if makikita nyo. So, anyway, just going back to what art juice is. Art juice is something that you drink. So, iinimin mo yung art juice. Like I just did. And then, magkakaroon ka ng idea. So, okay, just to be clear, that's just a metaphor. What art juice is, ang dami kong nakita nga, nag-comment na, ito yung mga dahilan nila kung ba't nila siya nakakapag-painting. Out of the viral post that I did, like, last year. And gusto ko sanang sagutin lahat sila kung paano ko nasusolve yung art block ko. Pero, ang dami lang troll so hindi ko masagot ng maayos. So, parang, okay, pinagtitripan na yung post. So, okay, that's your loss kasi sana matutulungan ko kayo. But I would like to take this opportunity sa segment na mag-address nga ng issue kung paano mo ma-unblock yung art block mo. Get it? So, parang I came up with art juice. So, parang it's a metaphor thing na iinumin mo yun para mawala yung art block mo. So, I wrote 70, nagsulat ako ng ways to unblock your art block sa isang notebook. Umabot ako ng number 69. May number 70 dito pero blanco yung 70. Na art block na ako. But anyway, yung 69 na nasulat ko is my way getting out of an art block. So, isipin nyo yun. Every time na nabablock ako, wala ko maisip, binagawa ko tong nasa listahan na to, kung ano man yun. And I'm really able to get out of something kung nasa-stuck ako sa something by just doing any of these na sinulat ko dito. And I think I can add more, pero recently lang kasi, hindi ko na nabalikan to notebook. Anyway, so what is my number 1? So, umpisa natin sa number 1. Ano yung una kong sinulat dito? Art juice number 1. Go outside, do errands. So, napakasimple, di ba guys? Just go outside. Pag wala ka maisip, na-stuck ka sa drawing mo, it can be kasi, pagod ka lang, kailangan mo ng change of scenery, which often happens with me. Pagwari, parang, pagod na ako. Bibili muna ako ng kape, ng Starbucks. Labas muna ako. Mag-grocery muna kami. Bibili muna ako sa 7-Eleven. Bibili muna ako pupunta muna akong Jollies. Pupunta muna akong ganyan. Para lang may break. And then I'll come back. And then I can paint again. Kasi minsan, syempre napapagod din yung isip mo. And that's what they're calling, like burnout. Pero, hindi rin mahirap tanggalin yung burnout. You just have to do something. Pwede kang hindi lumabas ng bahay. Manood ka lang ng TV. Magluto ka lang. Diba? Or do errands nga eh. Parang pwede kang gumawa ng anything na kailangan mong gawin. Maglagay ka ng magpadala ka sa LBC no kailangan mong padala sa Lazada or bumili ka ng kamatis ng kung ano man, and pagbalik mo parang okay ka na ulit, maligo ka, alam mo yun, just do errands, maglinis ka ng banyo, magwalis ka, and that really helps kasi nung pagka okay, medyo na ako dito sa painting na to, tinitigilan ko na. Pero ipopost ko lang, I'll put it aside kasi minsan pinapatuyo ko din. So, yun minsan yung natural break time, yung nagpapatuyo ka ng watercolor artwork. And then, I just go to another place, sa house. Lalaroin ko yung anak ko, kakain kami ng misis ko, magdadaldalan kami ng misis ko. Magkukwentuhan kami, and then I post something on the internet, sa Facebook account ko, sa Instagram. So, what I'm saying is, just take a break, and then just go back. And ang problema lang ng ibang artists is, they take a break, they don't come back anymore. And it's not about dahil hindi nila alam na they should come back, it's about their confidence in their own work. Na pag nag-post sila sa artwork na, pag binalikan nila, hindi pa rin maganda, they stop. It's not painting kasi wala silang tiyagang hanapin yung maganda, na hindi nila tinatyagaan yung painting nila kung ano yung vision na nakikita nila sa isip nila. Hindi na nila ginagawa porket hindi pa kamukha ng artwork nila. In fact, for me, ang dami kong inumpisahan na artwork na sabi ko, pangit. So, umpisa, first layer, pangit, di ko magagawa. Di ata talaga ako artist dahil hindi ko magawa ito. Umpisa pa lang parang, pero I have to trust the process. I have to trust myself, my skills, na not to judge my artwork sa first layer. Kasi when the paint dries, especially with watercolor, when the paint dries, mamaya iba na yung texture niyan, lalabas na yung real itsura niya. Meron akong saying sa isang tula na, don't judge a watercolor when it's wet. Pag tuyo na siya, doon mo lang siya masasabi, ito pa talaga yung itsura. Ito pala talaga yung itsura niya. So, that's how you do it. Don't judge a watercolor when it's wet. And then, once you come back, and if you have the discipline to come back, second layer, third layer, it's just layering lalo na sa painting. Or sa comics, hindi mo makuha mo ka, just do research, maghanap ka ng reference na ginawa mo, na ikaw yung kumuha, and then or take references. And you can do wonders with that. Ang problem is, yung ibang artists, they think na pagka tinamad na sila, that's the end of it. And the only thing that they're proving is, wala sila talagang discipline. It's not about, wala kang, na mental block ka. Ang sabi ko nga, may nakita akong commercial dati na, ang tanong niya dun sa commercial is, ang Tagalog ng art block, yata yung sabi niya. Tapos parang gumawa ako ng comics na sinagot ko yung babae na yun. Sabi ko, tinatamad. Tagalog ng art block is tinatamad ka lang. And, of course, maraming ways para maalis din yung pagkakatamad mo. One way is, take a break, go outside, and that's what I said. And then, of course, pwede ka rin manood ng video na nagdo-drawing, na nagpipinta din, ma-inspire ka ni. You can just make art by watching people making art. Nakaka-inspire yun. Meron kaming pinapanood ng mga artist friends ko na sa comic industry, yung Manben. Search nyo yun kay Urasawa Naoki na siya gumawa ng Pluto na based sa parang re-envisioning ng Astro Boy ni Osamu Tezuka. I haven't read it. Actually, wala pa ako nabasa ni Urasawa Naoki na manga, which is a sin, I know, pero magaling siyang artist. And then he focuses on making art. The art making process of manga making. Lahat dami niyang mga in-interview mga manga artists. Tapos pinipicture niya. And every episode, may isang manga artist. So, nanonood lang ako noon. Sinisipag na ako mag-drawing ng manga. Yun lang. Parang, and I think isang number na rin yung tip na yan. So, iba na siya. So, we're veering off. We're going on a tangent of the number one ko. Pero, regardless, there are a lot of ways. Kung na-art block kayo, ang daming paraan, promise. Pero, like I said sa isa na namang tula, or was it an essay sa ArtZen, I said na mas marami pa excuses kaysa sa mga stars. Ibig sabihin, ang dami mong pwedeng mag-excuse. Hindi maubos yan. Kahit binigay mo na lahat sa taong sinabi niya tinatamad siya mag-art, na art block siya, or pagka binigay mo na lahat, pero meron pa rin siyang mahanap para hindi siya magpinta. Dahil hindi mo pwedeng pilitan ng taong ayaw magpinta. Lahat sasabihin yan kung ayaw niya magpinta. Pero at the same time, nakakita na rin ako ng, bukod sa yun nga, tamad, na kahit anong sabihin mo, hindi sila magpipinta. At meron na rin ako nakitang tao, na kahit anong sabihin mo, magpahinga ka na, huwag ka muna magpinta, nakakaano sa health mo, nagpipinta pa rin. And doon ako na-inspire. Kasi, sinabi ko na mas marami pang palusot, excuses, kaysa sa mga stars. Pero dahil artist tayo, we can create an equivalent, even more reasons to still continue making art, drawing, and making anything creative. Kasi we are made that way. Ginawa tayo as creative, we can think of a way to create a way. Kung walang tulay, gagawa tayo ng bridge, gagawa tayo ng movie na nakaka-inspire sa ibang tao, gagawa tayo ng podcast para makita natin yung mga tao magkaroon ng improvement sa kanilang sariling art. So, madami ring tao na nagpo-pursue ng art nila kahit wala silang means na makagawa nun. Even mga putol na kamay, nakakapag-paint using their hands and feet. So, isipin mo ikaw, artist, kompleto ka ng gamit, wala kang ginagawa kundi magmukmok, magsabi na wala ka sa mood. So, minom ka ng kape. You get in the mood, promise. Wag ka lang mag-drugs. That's not the way. So anyway, I think that is it for our first ever episode of Art Addict. So, well, just to be clear, it's Mars Black's Art Addict podcast. So, well guys, I hope you like this episode. I don't know if I'll do an episode 2. Of course, I think I will. Just to, as long as meron pa akong gustong sabihin, may gusto ko ma-share, I will make an episode. But for now, that is it. I hope you really got something out of this. And if you don't mind, you can share this. If you're listening it to YouTube, please subscribe and share and all the things that you will do. And yeah, and let me know if you have questions, you guys. Just comment it kung saan nyo man marinig to, if pwede mag-comment. And then I'll try to answer it sa next episode if I can. I might not reply dun sa comment kasi minsan namin rin akong ginagawa, medyo busy, pero I'll try to get it sa next episode if sobrang relevant. If pagka medyo wala lang, baka hindi ko na pansinin yun. Namin rin kasing trolls. But it's okay, they're still creative, so nakakatawa din minsan yung mga trolls, so nakakaalis pagod din. Pero if I were you, if may tanong kayo about art, ask it. Just ask it. I'll try to help out. If meron akong masagot na, if lalo ko seryoso kayo sa tanong, I'll try to make do with what I can, with what I know, and what I do with my art. So I'll try to help out. But anyway, I hope you guys have fun, and I hope to see you guys on the next episode. Whenever that may be, I'll try to do another one as soon as I can. And this is Marius Black again, signing off. And that is our first episode of Mars Black's Art Addict Podcast. Episode 1, Art versus Addiction. Thank you guys so much. God bless. And make art. Don't make excuses. Bye.